I went live against my fiance's wishes. She was texting me the entire time telling me to get off live, but I thought that I could explain what was going on while in the ER, in a lot of pain, and dealing with insurance shit.
Hey guys, it's me again, and I'm talking about the Jake Doolittle situation. And if you don't know who Jake Doolittle is, he's a YouTube commentator who's in a lot of trouble right now. And I'm gonna have to explain what happened because I can't show you any videos because he struck them all down. So before we get into the topic, let me give you the cliff notes of what happened. I can't show the original video. As I said, he got them all taken down with copyright strikes. I'll explain that more later. So basically, this guy is a commentator on YouTube who does, you know, the classic commentary videos and does his usual thing, but he owns a charity. And the decisions he made recently are questionable. And no, it's not about charity fraud. It's about the fact that he sent things to YouTube creators expecting them to talk about his charity, and it didn't happen. So what ended up happening is a couple days ago, he made a video basically saying he wanted to call out every single YouTube creator and he doesn't care about any bridges he's gonna burn. He wants to call out everyone who didn't support his charity. He made this 15-minute video basically saying, I don't care what bridges I'm gonna burn, I'm standing on what I said, and I'm going to expose every YouTuber who didn't donate to my charity because they're making enough money to donate to me. And the reason I cannot show you that original video is because small channels who like to archive the stuff that he posts, you know, because he deleted the video, actually got copyright struck by him because he didn't want that video out there. And the internet has taken to calling this guy a crybully, which is a term I didn't even know existed, but I guess was invented just to call this guy out. But now Jake Doolittle is at a new arc in his story where he released his YouTube apology video, which is even worse. So now what we're gonna do is take a look at his apology video and tell you how full of shit it is because, well, it's full of shit. But here's a little note. I've actually seen a couple of Jake Doolittle's videos. I've seen a lot of YouTube commentator videos, and I never knew that he had a charity this entire time. From what I've seen, he doesn't even really promote it himself. He just puts it in the fundraiser tab and expects everyone to give him money. Just throwing that out there, but without any further ado, let's get straight into the apology video. Hit that subscribe button. It's free.
Video sucked. And the following live stream of me in the hospital trying to see what my audience thought of the video and if everybody hated me was also a really stupid fucking decision. I want it to be known that that live stream was not a response to the videos made. At the time, there was one video made about me, and I went live against my fiance's wishes. She was texting me the entire time telling me to get off live, but I thought that I could explain what was going on while in the ER, in a lot of pain, and dealing with insurance shit. I was literally like, I'll go live, I'll see what the audience thinks, and then hopefully this will all be over. I can explain everything. But first of all, going live and trying to talk about that kind of stuff was really dumb.
So first thing right away, I hate how you started off this apology video because it's very insincere. You're talking about how you were in the hospital in a lot of pain, and it was a very dumb way to start your apology. Why else would you bring that up in the beginning of your video when you could have said it later? Like, you're literally starting off your video like, hey guys, sorry I got the bubonic plague, but also my video sucked, but I was in a lot of pain, my dog just died. Like, it's just not a sincere way to start your video. If you came to YouTube to apologize, just give the straight up apology, nothing else.
Also, being in pain, not in a good mental state, and in the middle of talking to nurses, also very dumb. Not only did I go live thinking that I could clear everything up in the span of 20 minutes while waiting for results from knee scans, I also just dug myself a deeper hole. There's a lot to address, and thinking that I could clear things up while on a vertical live stream holding the phone below my chin is clown behavior. I was genuinely trying to compartmentalize everything that was going on, and there was one video that was made and H3 was going live, and I was like, okay, so if I address this, then there's nothing to talk about, everything's all good, and then I can focus on my health. And in reality, while in the hospital live streaming and getting results like that, it only made things worse. So this, I guess, is my response to everything that's been said. I want to start out by saying the video that I posted, I was very upset recording that. The attitude and the tone, everything was bad. I came across as annoying and entitled. And prior to recording that day, I had been dealing with one of the first like big major health scares that I've had in the last 3 to 4 years. Since I've started YouTube, my health has been somewhat okay. I've only had 1 or 2 surgeries in the last 3 to 4 years, whereas prior to that, there was a lot more and a lot more doctor appointments, and I felt much worse.
So are you actually going to apologize, or are you just going to complain about the surgeries you've been getting because that's all you've been doing for this entire time? Actually just apologize for what you did on that video. Even though on that video you said that you didn't care what bridges you were going to stubborn and that you're not going to take anything back. What you did was horrible. You tried to blackmail people into supporting your charity because you thought they were terrible people if they didn't, and then it backfired on you, and now you're just complaining about the pain you're going through.
I was kind of riding a high of feeling okay. And then I started to get pains that mimicked a lot of what I felt prior to the first round of my surgeries. So I was on the phone with my surgeon and insurance trying to get an MRI approved, but it wasn't able to be approved because I needed an x-ray first. I recorded that video with no notes or preparation. It was 45 minutes as a raw file, and I sent that off to be edited and thumbnailed. It came back as 15 minutes, and I dragged and dropped it into YouTube Studio, attached the thumbnail, and said fuck it, which was probably one of the worst choices I could have made. But I think that's kind of where my mind was at the time. I had also been declined for disability insurance because since I'm self-employed, I don't meet the requirements of disability insurance, because it would be like trying to get coverage for a house in the middle of the ocean, trying to get like flooding insurance.
And you did it again, where you just explained why you did a terrible thing, and then you're like, oh guys, but I just got disapproved for insurance because look at me, I'm the victim here, when you're not. But anyway, you say you sent your video to your editor and then you dragged and dropped it, which I found really hard to believe because I highly doubt that anyone who actually posts on YouTube does not check their videos after they've been edited. Also, if you hear anything weird in the background, I'm sorry, my family's just extremely loud and they're just yelling. But dude, your video was 15 minutes long. I feel like you would have at least previewed it before you posted it. And the editing is not an excuse for what you said, because you still said it in the video. You still have full intent of basically trying to blackmail creators into supporting your charity until you got called out for it.
That also added to my stress, because if I end up going through another period of time where I'm very sick, I don't have any sort of backup plan. I had no topics to talk about. I had just watched a video of a YouTuber talking to the camera and ranting about like things that he was passionate about. And I was like, fuck it. I'm going to do that. And I'm upset and I'm scared and I'm frustrated with everything that's going on in my personal life. So who cares? Especially since it was a complete throwaway video. There's a lot of the stuff that I was saying in that I still stand by, where, you know, I want never stop to work. Like all the basics of it are still very true, but then in my anger I would say things like, if after a month nobody ends up donating, then I'm gonna have to talk about the people who have declined to donate. And that's fucking stupid. That was me trying to be like, this is how hard I'm trying to make things work, and in reality it came across as, you know, I have a bunch of rich people who I know, why don't they give my charity money?
Don't worry, that's not how it came across, because that's just exactly how it was. You literally admitted in your video that you knew a bunch of rich people, you saw how they were actually making their money, and then you went to them in their DMs and then tried to get them to donate money to you. And then you had the audacity to get upset when they told you, no, I'm not going to give you my money. And just in case anyone's wondering why people are so hesitant to donate to a YouTuber's charity, there have been plenty of examples of YouTubers using charity to exploit people and not actually donating the money. Nobody's realistically going to donate to a YouTuber's charity when they can already donate to a well-established foundation that actually knows how to help people. And people especially aren't going to donate to someone who threatens to expose people for not donating.
I haven't been happy with the way that we haven't been able to up the amount of money given over time, and we are only getting more and more applicants, and we don't have the finances to give out more money to more people. Also, because videos that I've been posting haven't been getting views, and I'm freaked about not being able to post or make money if I have another health scare. I was like, it's something to post. It's not going to get views anyways, but I might make $100 off of it. And that was also really fucking stupid. I had been telling myself, like, I'm going to post every 2 to 3 days. I think it was on day 2 or 3 that I hadn't uploaded, and I was like, I have to do something. Let me just fucking do this. It was the worst decision I could have made. I do not feel entitled to your money. Your money is your money. As somebody who's freaked about his own personal money, if there was somebody reaching out to me being like, hey, do you want to hear more about my nonprofit? I'd be like, well, I have to take care of myself first. And I don't know the people who I'm talking about's fucking financial state. It was a wild assumption to be like, you know, if anybody has extra money, like I've made a few videos with them, where else would they give their money? And that's fucking very, very dumb, especially while the nonprofit is in a state of like building things up. If it speaks to what my mindset was, I posted that video genuinely not thinking anyone would see it because our website is not functioning at all. I thought that people would recognize my frustration as me trying or showing people that I care, and that's just the wrong way to do it. I didn't want people to think like Jake has had Never Stop for the past year and a half. The number of applicants have only gone up, but the number of donations made has not. And I didn't want that to come across as me being content with what we're doing. Like I want there to be more. It kind of just came across as like a crazed, like upset person who's not happy with his friends, his health, like really anything in life, and that's the worst. I do think that it was my initial reaction to having the first day in 3 to 4 years where I was just on the phone with doctors and insurance, and I mean, good God, I could have just waited a day to record. I also didn't think that would get views or attention because I made statements in that video that needed context that I didn't give. Like, I assumed that this was going to be to my core audience. Nobody who I was talking about would see it. It wouldn't be a big deal. And then now it's a whole thing.
That's a fucking lie, and we both know it, because if you knew it was only going to go to your core audience, then you wouldn't have posted it publicly where anybody can view it. If you expected only your core audience to view it, you would have posted it to your members only. I feel like your apology spent more time talking about your surgery than talking about what you've actually done to negatively affect people. And also, I feel like if you didn't get backlash on that original video, you probably still would have exposed everybody who didn't help out your charity. The only reason you're doing this is because you were told you were in the wrong.
The reason why I ended up talking about how no influencer has donated to Never Stop is, out of all of those stories that I told of people not giving to Never Stop, one of those happened recently, and that's the one that spiraled me into a fucking tizzy. So a YouTuber reached out to me and wanted to get on a call and wanted to hear more about my nonprofit, and we talked about like all this different stuff. I got my hopes up. Like, this was somebody who could change Never Stop, and kind of was saying things like, you know, I want to hear more about your nonprofit. Let's talk more about philanthropy. Let's do like, and so in my head, I was like, holy shit, this is amazing. And then that person stopped talking to me. I found these fucking niche little times that I've talked to other influencers and used that against them. And that was really fucking shitty. And
Jake Doolittle, this might be a little hard for you to hear, but the reason he probably stopped talking might be because he got busy. I don't know, people have lives.
So I made 3 copyright strikes after that video. The only videos that I copyright striked were pure re-uploads to YouTube with no commentary over it. There's a lot of people who think that I have been copyright striking critical videos of me. I am completely okay with critical videos. I watch a lot of them and they hurt my feelings, but like, a lot of it's valid criticism. I will talk about the criticism that I think is completely unjust in a little bit, but when it comes to the copyright claims themselves, they were straight re-uploads of the live stream and my original video that I took down at like 11,000 views.
Jake, you didn't take those videos down for the reasons you're about to say. The reason you took it down was so that no people could actually find the original video and make more criticism towards you. All you wanted was to stop the backlash that was coming towards your way, and you know if you left that video up, more commentators would get onto it.
I retracted one of the strikes on the re-uploads because the person emailed me and asked me to retract it. I also felt bad because this person created a new YouTube account to try to re-upload archives, and they had already gotten like over 2,000 subs off of an archive channel. My goal was not to ruin this person's channel, so I took back one of the strikes, and then I think they only have one standing for the next 90 days. And even if I am not mentally prepared to deal with commentary videos about me, I'm not going to take any action against that because I make commentary videos. I understand that that sucks.
Now, his video is 28 minutes long, and I'm not going to subject you guys to torture, but that's basically what he said about this whole situation, and I think it's just pathetic. I wouldn't be surprised if he deletes his apology, but only time will tell. But anyway, comment down below what you thought about this situation, because personally, I think that it's not okay to, strike down smaller creators just because they're uploading your archives. If your video is on an archive channel, it means that you deleted it and you're no longer making profit from it. But please hit that subscribe button or consider hitting that like button, as it really does help out my channel, and I'll see you on the next one. Later.